Now, your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at an air temperature coming in at 76 degrees with a dew point to match, 100% relative humidity, thick air out there right now. Though no rain showers in progress across the Sun Coast, it's a quiet start to the day, and it should be a fairly quiet day at that. Mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy skies. A big ridge of high pressure is still the dominant weather feature out in the Atlantic, and with winds around its periphery out of the west, it steers Irma in a general westerly course. That motion is expected to continue today with a slight, perhaps northerly motion as we head into the later afternoon. And by northerly, I mean northwesterly. So it could conceivably still miss the northernmost islands of the Leeward Islands. Barbuda, St. Martin, parts of Antigua. San Juan still in the guns, though, as that storm continues to move to the west. Forecast track taking it pretty close to Cuba, about 5 days out, perhaps just a little to the north of that. We are still certainly in the state of Florida in jeopardy of seeing this storm impact our weather as we head into the weekend. I think our winds will certainly go up. Seas will become rougher, no doubt about that. So one of the first people that will have to prepare are going to be our boaters, because you'll have to start earlier and allow yourself some extra time as we get closer to the weekend to also prepare your house if that is required. So I would recommend over the next day or two or three, boaters make sure their boats are securely moored, and if you're going to haul out, make sure you get that done so that you have time to concentrate on other things if necessary. Our high pressure ridge remains intact today. We get that nice westerly wind develop in the afternoon with a sea breeze. Lots of sunshine around, mostly inland storms, and the chance of storms is pretty small. And of course, as we head into the weekend, we are carefully watching the tropics to see what occurs there. Here's the latest forecast track models from Irma. And forecast track models converge pretty nicely up until about 3 or 4 days out. And then they're still diverging markedly as we head in past that time. All of them do suggest a turn to the north. The big question is where that will occur. Of course, if the storm curves to the east side of the state of Florida, impacts for the Sun Coast will be much less. If the storm goes right up the spine of the state, we'll get a pretty good blow around here. And that would probably be a very bad scenario for the entire peninsula. If it goes into the Gulf waters and skirts the west coast of Florida, that would be a worst-case scenario for us. We would be in the strongest wind field of the storm, and the storm being over Gulf waters would retain most of its intensity as it lifted northward. Let's hope that doesn't happen. And then the forecast track, if it's carried further out toward the northern Gulf waters, again, we would deal with some wave action and some elevated wind speeds, but it would not be the most severe scenario for us. We continue to monitor a very intense storm. As I mentioned, 150-mile-an-hour winds kick that up another 7 miles per hour, and we got a Cat 5 here. Symmetric in all quadrants, not showing any signs of shear. This storm is making its own environment at this point, so very little to stop it from continuing on a track that carries it as a major Category 4 hurricane right to the north of probably Puerto Rico and Hispaniola. Now, there is the possibility that some interaction with the mountainous regions of Hispaniola and Cuba could lessen its intensity a little bit, but that is currently not in the forecast. Forecast to move in an area between Florida and Cuba about Sunday. However, the forecast error in this cone of uncertainty takes it anywhere from Bahamas all the way to the south of Cuba, and anywhere within this zone would be considered an accurate forecast that far out. So it's still a little early to tell. We'll have to continue monitoring this storm and refine forecasts on a day-to-day basis. We're looking at a 30% chance of rain today. That's it. Nice day to get out there and do a little shopping, or maybe prepare your hurricane kit if you have last-minute details there. Over the weekend, expect the winds to start picking up on Saturday, regardless of where the storm tracks. And then as we head into Sunday and Monday, of course, that forecast highly dependent on the eventual track of the storm. Back to you.